Alright, once again, welcome. So this is a quick example of how to trade the 159 time logic model and not as a what pattern. This example just occurred few hours ago, and I'm going to be using it to explain how to trade the 159 time model beautifully. This example just made me $400 in a space of what few hours. So let's explain it. So this is GBP USD as we have it. Now, when you are trading the 159 model, according to the previous videos that I've shown you guys, the first thing that matters is what narrative. Where is the market heading to? Where is the market coming from? What is the story of the market, right? Narrative matters, and this is the narrative that occurred. This is the beginning of a new day, a true day open. Market opened around here, and this was the 9 p.m. candle. That's the low of the 9 p.m. and that's the high. Then you have 1 a.m. purge, 1 a.m. candle, purging down the way, all the way down to what 9 p.m. candle low, closed above and did what? Smacked into the high, right? Smacked into the high and made it high right about there. So it's clear and obvious that what the next candle is going to print a much higher price. Why? Because the closure of 1 a.m. candle was above what 9 p.m. candle. And don't forget the narrative of this trade. The narrative of GBP USD is that we have a daily imbalance way above that needs to be filled. Market needs to fill an imbalance right about above here. But we have our intermediate target, which is this zone, right? So I'm trading what in a bullish narrative. So I need to be trading my 519 or 159 or 951 time logic in sequence what to the daily narrative, and that's exactly what happened around here. So all I needed to do was what? Wait for the formation of what? The preceding candle, the 5 a.m. candle, which is in time with what? My session. The pair, the session, and the time the session starts. Very important. So this is the pair GBP USD. The session starts 7 a.m. West African time, right? And we have what? We have the purge happening around what? 6 a.m. So I'm mixing all this time to get what? A perfect entry for my time logic what? Sequence. I'm trading candle 3. Candle 2 has already given me what? A beautiful print of what candle 3 is going to do. It's simple. A beautiful sequential print of what candle 3 is going to do. And candle 2 closed way above what candle 1, which is your 9 p.m. candle. Closed above it, that's your 1 a.m. candle. After the 1 a.m. purge, closed above it, made a high and closed right below here. So I know that the 5 a.m. candle, which is going to be closing just few minutes from now, or rather an hour from now, needs to do what? Make a low, right? And continue all the way into the high. Why? Because our 1 a.m. candle has already given us what? An idea of what the next candle logic is going to print. So all I did was come to the lower time frame, and you have your inducement. You have your inducement right here. Now I need this to be rated. I need what? This candle in between to be rated. Now it came very close to do what? Tapping the high of what? Candle 9. So but it didn't tap it. So the next candle did what? It did what? It came below. This around what? 6 a.m. Made a purge. 6 a.m. was that EST, that's New York time. Made a purge. After it made a purge, it did what? Started trading all the way up. Now to get an entry, I just need this candle to be purged, to tap sequentially into what? Into the high of what? Candle 9. And that's exactly what happened right here. It was purged, tapped into candle 9, then you have this what? Massive distribution all the way to the upside. It can be this simple. Trading logic, right? It can be this simple. Trading the logic what? In direction of what? The higher time frame narrative. The higher time frame narrative, the range, which is the CRTs, the time, right? The time which is the key times, and what? The entry. So this is the higher time frame narrative. Bullish, we have what? An impending target to be met above here. We have an impending target, right? That's a higher time frame narrative. This is a bullish sequence, so we have an impending target to be smashed all the way above this zone, right? 2, the CRTs, which is the range. So we're using what? The 159 time logic models. The 159, where what? The 9 p.m. became our range, the high and the low of the range, which is here. The 9 p.m. became what? Our range, which is this, the high and the low, right about here. So all we needed to do was wait for what's going to happen next. And because price needs to expand, you need to get that in mind. Price needs to expand into the drawing liquidity of the higher time frame overflow. It did what? It smacked into the low of what? The 9 p.m. range, closed above the 9 p.m. range, which indicates what? Higher price. If it smacked into the low and closed below the low, that's lower price. That means this sequence has failed, right? This is why people pattern trade it, and they eventually get wrecked. So it smacked into the low, closed above it, right? And what do we expect? Because it closed above it, closure above higher price. Remember, the highs and the lows are always your guide. So if it close above the high, you expect a higher price. If it close below the low, you expect a lower price. If it close in between, the range continues. It can be that simple. And what do we expect? After it closed above, which is the 1 a.m. candle, remember this is 915, right? Sequentially, after it closed above, the 9 a.m. candle closed above what? The 9 p.m. candle. Then what do? We expect the 5 a.m. candle to push through. It's that simple. So all we need to do was catch the OL, right? HC of what? Candle 3, which is what? Your 5 a.m. candle. We just need to catch the opening or from the low. Depends on wherever we're catching your entry from. You're all good, but it's more preferable to catch from the low. And because we know 6 a.m. happens to be a time purge sequence, a time purge period, so we expected a 6 a.m. purge. So market did what? Came and did what? Purge within 6 a.m. And after the look at the distribution. Classic distribution. It can be that simple, bro. It can be that simple.